Hello and welcome to Cacogibbon's All Brawl, the show where I play all the commanders in Standard, one by one in Brawl mode in Magic the Gathering Arena. This time we're doing Etrata the Silencer. So what does Etrata do? It's a little complex. When you attack with her, she's unblockable, so the opponent doesn't block. When she does damage to a player, you get to choose one of the opponent's creatures, exile it, and put a hit counter on it. The hit counter stays on the creature even though it's in exile. If the opponent has 3 creatures in exile with hit counters on them, then that player loses the game. So the point is, attack as much as you can with Etrata and get those hit counters on those creatures. It's an alternate win condition. This will be the 3rd win condition we're exploring. I guess the 4th, if you count the other player conceding. So I took a net deck and I modified it a little bit. These are the cards I removed. Scheming Symmetry. I understand what the point is, right? So I didn't mention this. When Etrata successfully completes a hit, you shuffle her into your library. So there are some cards in this deck designed to get Etrata back from the library, like Mausoleum Secrets. The problem is, if that gets countered, if you choose to shuffle Etrata into your library, instead of putting her back in the command zone, and you plan on getting her back with Mausoleum Secrets, and the opponent counters this spell, you're in real trouble, because Etrata is lost in your library somewhere. You can't get her back. Another way to get her back would be Scheming Symmetry. My problem with that is that your opponent can grab their best card in their deck that will maybe destroy Etrata. So you get your Etrata and they get, I don't know, some kind of creature destruction card like Murderous Rider. So you kind of end up behind that way because you're 2 for 1ing yourself, right? You cast a card, you cast a spell, you lose that card, and it puts the best card on top of your deck and the opponent's deck. So I feel like that's a disadvantage unless you're absolutely sure that what you're getting is a lot better. But how do you know? Malevolent Noble, he just doesn't impress me right here, right now. Amory, Lurker of the Lock. That's good with a lot of artifacts. There are a couple artifacts. I guess she can dig through the library, but I feel like it's not the right fit for this deck. Same with Ashiok. He's useful in many ways, but we're not trying to mill our opponent here. It's good against opponents that you already know are going to try to do something with their graveyard, but we don't know that ahead of time. Dream Eater, I just don't think Dream Eater is really that strong compared to the amount of mana it takes to put him into play. Granted, you can surveil through your library if you chose to shuffle Etrata back in. It could help you get Etrata back especially if it's late in the game, but it just seems too narrow. So, whoops. Okay. So I need to remove all the cards from the sideboard. Otherwise, it won't let me save the deck, or it won't let me play with the deck. Oop. But let's take a look at the cards that I added. You might have seen a deck called Scoop to Oko. I've been fiddling around with that a little bit, just to see like how many people actually scoop to Oko. And I'd like to ask you guys: do you want to see an Oko show? If you do, let me know in the comments. If you really don't, then let me know as well. If I'm dead to you, the second you see me record a video with Oko, then I understand that. I've scooped to a lot of Oko decks playing Brawl myself. Will he get banned? Let's find out. Let's give it some time. Granted, the fact that Oko is on the cover of the Throne of Eldraine booster pack makes me think that maybe their flagship Planeswalker might not get banned from Brawl anytime soon. Like I said, we'll see. Cards I added So Tiny. I like the idea of casting this on the opponent's creature commander, just to take all their fangs away. And because it doesn't destroy the opponent's Planeswalker, they just stay on there, and they end up getting a -6/-0 if it's late game. Witching Well is just a great way to dig through things. It's not fast, but Brawl is not a fast format. What else did I add? I added an Agent of Treachery, just because if the game lasts long enough, being able to grab one of any permanent that your opponent has can be priceless. Okay, Let's give this deck a shot and see how it performs. Etrata versus Watley? Is that how you say that? It's the first time I've encountered Watley as a commander. Watley the Sun's Heart. Stained glass style. Let's lead in with a witching well. Command tower and Lazav. Perfect. Let's keep it. It's going to be a turn 2 thought erasure, with apologies to my opponent. Nissa is a problem. And Johnny the Great-Hearted. Junk Troller. Interesting. What is this deck? Well, I'm going to get Nissa out. Nissa's just really powerful. What are they trying to do? Johnny's gonna be a problem over time. Okay, so each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And then there's a life gain option. And 7 loyalty for a 3-mana planeswalker. That's nothing to sneeze at. Let's go Thief of Sanity. Let me think. So if I play Thief of Sanity, they're going to play a glass casket on it. And that'll exile it instead of putting it into the graveyard. That's a problem. So I think I'm just going to bounce Watley. So I'm choosing to play non-optimally. Because what I want to do is I want to cast the Brazen Borrower. I want them to put the glass casket on my Brazen Borrower. Junk Troller. Okay. I don't want them to put it on my Etrata, so let's put the Brazen Borrower out. So Ghost Form, this is interesting. If I cast Ghost Form on my Etrata, and she gets through, does that mean I can put her back into the battlefield after she punches through? I'm not even sure how all that interacts. So I would like to try that though. But again, they're still holding back that glass casket. Junk Troller has Defender. It can't attack. Watley does not make it so that your creatures with Defender can attack. But if they have something like Emergency Powers, a card that lets your creatures with Defender attack, then I could be in big trouble.
You accomplish nothing.
Let me think. Do I play the Thief of Sanity just to get the glass casket? They don't know I have a Thief of Sanity. They might be saving the glass casket for my Brazen Borrower. I mean, for my Etrata. But if you're wondering, if you're thinking, why didn't you do anything? On the bottom of Owner's Library. Okay. Alright, so Nissa's on the bottom of your library. Are you going to reshuffle and get it back out somehow? Where was I? I lost track of where I was, I'm sorry. Oh, right. I left some mana open, I didn't do anything. I can grab cards with my Witching Well. That'll be a productive use of my mana. Okay. One for Illusion. Okay, well, let's draw some cards. I think I should probably just... Yeah, I should probably just grit my teeth and play my Thief of Sanity. And my Lazav. Let's see. Dizer's put into exile. Ah. Oh, 3 or less. They can't use that on Etrata. But I can put Ghost Form on Thief of Sanity. And that'll protect it from the glass casket, I think. Let's get a Lazav out. You'd almost think I expected a glass casket. Well, I didn't put this in the deck, though. Surveil Arcane Signet. Ooh. Well, hello there. I don't think I need that. Graveyard. I've got 6. That's enough to cast Etrata after the commander tax even. Attack down Watley again.
In the grand scheme.
Opponent is playing green and white. So, generally speaking, I expect that they won't really be able to do much on my turn. I don't think that's going to work. Okay, I gotta keep the video just for that, if nothing... Okay, fair enough. You're using your 2 exile effects on my Thief of Sanity. Does that clear the way for my Etrata to come into play and not be exiled by some kind of randomness going in? I'm not going to block that. Okay. So the opponent did get a benefit from Watley there. Their light shield did 4 damage instead of just 1. Let's get Etrata out. Unfortunately, with my Witch's Cottage... Oops. Graveyard. Yeah, I can't get the Thief of Sanity with the Witch's Graveyard because it's in exile and not in my graveyard. Well, time to kill Watley. Watley costs 3, so they can definitely get her back out next turn. And attack again with Teo's Light Shield. And do 4 damage again. Etrata, I definitely want Etrata to be attacking the player and not the planeswalker. Because that's my win condition. Attacking the player, getting those hit counters on those creatures. And it's a scoop. Well, I didn't get to do my cool Etrata stuff, but I think that that exile game with the Thief of Sanity, I think that's keepable. Let's keep this video. Okay, Liliana. Mono black. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to keep, and then I'm going to fix the curtains behind me really quick, so you're not getting blinded by that little spot there. Let's keep this hand. Okay, let's play a Watery Grave. We'll go with a Swamp. Exciting stuff. You saw it here first. Swamp turn 2. Fenlurker. Let's see. Yeah, let's get rid of an island, I guess. Well, yeah. Yep, we'll drop an island. I like the Fenlurker. Thief of Sanity. So, Thief of Sanity, it gets some strong reactions from people, including me. People really want to get rid of that thing, and that's why I think, possibly without exception, whenever I'm playing a deck with blue and black in it, Thief of Sanity's going in there. Okay, fair enough. I drew a Liliana's Triumph against the Thief of Sanity, which, as you know, could have gone against my Etrata instead. So I'm going to play a Firemind Vessel because I want to be able to cast Etrata and then cast Kaya's Ghost Form on it immediately. To protect it from any kind of removal that my opponent has. Since my opponent is playing black, there's probably a lot of stuff that... Ouch. Ouch. I guess I should have held up that Sinister Sabotage, because that hurts really bad. Okay. Etrata. Ghost form. And... oh, right. That's right. The Firemine Vessel gave me 2, so I can actually get the Witching Well out as well. Heraldic Banner... I feel like I don't need the Heraldic Banner right now. I'm not trying to kill the opponent with damage. I'll keep the Lochthwain because that can draw me cards at the cost of my own life essence. Okay, the opponent has 4 swamps. Still a bit of a ways to Liliana. I have 6 mana available to me. I've got an Etrata that is strong enough to survive 1 removal attempt. If I attack with Etrata, I can exile their Fenlarker, which isn't really that much of a gain. Unfortunately, Etrata the Silencer's ability, I don't think it'll work on a zombie token, because the zombie token won't end up... Interesting. Zombie token won't end up in exile. I think it just vanishes. Tokens don't really go into the exile zone, I don't think. So, I can draw 1 card with Lochthwain, or I can draw 2 with a Witching Well. I'm going to draw 1 with Lochthwain, since I got the spare mana for it. Okay. Let's do this Etrata thing. So the question is, let's get the Spark Reaper out. Because I'm guessing they were going to use that to... okay, so Etrata. I can put her back in the command zone. It looks like the Kaya's ghost form was kind of wasted. It kept the opponent from casting any removal on Etrata while she was in play, but they simply chose not to. So, I don't know if it really helped me that much. Okay, guess they'll make a zombie. I can unsummon the zombie if I like. It's probably a good idea. I don't want to unsummon the Fenlarker, because then they could cast it again and take a card out of my hand. I'm empty right now, but interesting. So, Crashing Drawbridge. Ah, right, because also... oh, right, I can't... okay. I can't cast Etrata because she costs 6 right now. But I can draw a card at least. Mystic Sanctuary. Alright. The opponent can make me sacrifice the drawbridge, and they'll also sacrifice their Fenlarker at the same time. That might be a good play because then I won't be able to use my Etrata effect. But it'll drop Liliana down to 3. So what are they going to do? Are they going to make a zombie, or are they going to clear the board? I would clear the board. I don't know what's in their hand, of course. Okay, do they have any vampire cards in their graveyard? It's Mind Rot and a Lilion's Triumph. Okay.
Good help is easy to find in war.
Let me think. If Liliana gets to 9 and is able to activate at 9, then I'm pretty much dead.
This is but a taste of my power.
Okay, Death Touch and Lifelink. Audacious Thief. Okay. So let's see. I can cast Etrata. I can use the Crashing Drawbridge on her. Attack. I'll hit the Audacious Thief. I'll send her back into my command zone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have enough mana to cast Etrata next turn. Now, the opponent, if they know what they're doing, they're gonna make both players sacrifice a creature with Liliana. 2 creatures. They draw 2 cards. I'm unable to give my Etrata haste. So, even though...
Not want not.
Yep, see, they're in there with a hit counter on them. 2 out of 3. And next time I cast Etrata, the opponent can just make me sacrifice her. Yeah, Fenlurker didn't do anything. Etrata was in my command zone.
I bestow a mighty curse.
So, might as well play the backwater. Draw some cards. I don't think I'm going to be able to close in on that last hit because each creature you control and their aura attached to the owner's hand. Okay, that doesn't help me right now. Liliana can just straight up kill creatures. I mean, make you sacrifice them, and I don't have enough. I'm not going to be able to put enough creatures on the board. Let me think. Unland permanent. So I can cast Etrata. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 mana available. I'll have 11 next turn. I can cast Etrata and hope that my opponent tries to -4 to make me sacrifice my Etrata. If she does that, then I can use Brazen Borrower's ability to bounce Etrata back to my hand. And then cast her next turn. She won't have haste, so the opponent will still have a turn to use some kind of removal on Etrata. Okay. So, I cast Etrata. Let me think. I can't really bounce Liliana because if I bounce Liliana, then they're just going to cast her again. And they're able to do that, sacrifice 2 creatures, the second she comes into play. So that doesn't really help me at all. I can cast Etrata and try to bait Liliana into doing her -4. Cast Brazen Borrower on my own Etrata to bounce her back to my hand. The -4 is wasted. Well, not really. The Liliana will go down to 1 loyalty. Opponent sacrifices 2 cards, 2 creatures, and draws 2 cards, which gives them a lot of fuel to do more fun stuff. But I'll still be able to cast Etrata the next turn from my hand. So I see they're thinking about it. If they don't -2 their Liliana, and they don't have some other kind of removal for my Etrata, then they're dead in the water. But every time they sacrifice creatures, they're drawing more cards, so they could draw some removal that way. I'm in pretty bad shape, but I'm so very close. Okay, so let's bounce. Now, I could counter target activated ability. Okay. I'm going to counter this activated ability. Liliana's at 1. They have to have a way to kill my Etrata right now. Or else... Is it going to let me do it? Please let me do it. Please let me do it. Hit counter goes on the Fenlurker. I did it! I really didn't think I'd be able to ever do the Etrata thing. I'm so glad I got that on video. That is awesome. Okay, so I had to wait a little bit for the goosebumps to wear off because I managed to activate Etrata's alternate win condition. And I'd like to give a special thanks to my opponent for sticking it through and not scooping halfway through. It actually let me get that 3rd creature with a hit counter on it. and wrap the game up that way. So, if you like this comment, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. If you disliked it, then hit dislike and subscribe. That's fine. You'll still subscribe though, right? Yeah, and leave me any feedback in the comments. Do you like weird alternate win conditions like this? Do you like meme decks like the Persistent Petitioner deck I did? Would you rather see really strong decks like an Oko deck, or the Grixis deck was pretty strong? Let me know. Have a good day. Bye.